Hi, I'm David Brevnick with the Brevnick Fishing Team. Today we're going to do part 2 of our offshore bait series video. Right now on the channel we're talking all you need to know about bait, so make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like this video. So today we're going to be talking about our blue runners, cigar minnows, goggle eyes, bonitas, and Spanish mackerel. So we're going to start out with the blue runners right now. So for blue runners, you're going to want to use the bigger sabiki to just catch the blue runners if you don't want to catch other little baits. But if you want to catch other little baits, you can use these little ones. But what I normally like to do when I go after blue runners is I like to have both. I like to have one of these on and one of the big ones on. That way if they're not biting the big one, at least you're getting some of the smaller ones. So at least some bait is better than no bait. And blue runners are really easy fish to catch. You can catch them around like the last markers in a channel, entrance channel markers, buoys in a shipping channel, wrecks, off the beach, really anywhere where there's some structure where they can congregate, and some food. So if you're using blue runners to catch pelagics, you're gonna want to use these D&B kingfish rigs. If it's a big blue runner, you're gonna want to use the bigger one. They got ones with pink and white duster, no duster, and a big bait rig. So those three, I'll have a link below in the description. On dbmarinesupplies.com is where you'll be able to buy them. And also, if you need any electronics or anything, go get them, because I'm about to bring up how important they are. So when you go in to catch bait, when you're looking for bait, you see your bait fish, and if you see little clusters and you see little bait around it, like you see little stuff on the screen, that's often like the stuff little bait might be feeding on, so like thread fins and stuff like that. And that'll also attract the blue runners too, so it might be shrimp on it too, and the blue runners might be going after the stuff that's there too. So that's one thing to look for. And then now let's move on to the goggle eyes. Actually, wait, let's talk about what eats a blue runner. So kingfish, wahoo, Spanish mackerel, tuna, lots of pelagics like sailfish, marlin. I don't know about swordfish, but pretty much anything will eat a blue runner. A grouper or a snapper will too, or amberjack. And a good rig for those is the D&B knocker rigs. This is what I like to use for grouper. There's a knocker rig from D&B. I'll have those linked below in the description too. And then, so that is for blue runners. Now let's go on to the goggle eyes. So goggle eyes you're gonna have to catch at night, and goggle eyes can be tricky because they can turn on and off like a light switch. Literally like a light switch. 1 minute you'll be catching them, boom, 1 minute you're catching nothing. So goggle eyes, you're going to want to use a big sabiki at night, and you're going to want to use a heavy weight. That way when the goggle eyes are swimming and they see the other baits, they're not going after them, so they're not getting tangled up. Because remember, when you're fishing for goggle eyes, you're in deeper water, and most of the time you're on the Atlantic coast. You don't really catch them in the Gulf Coast, which is where I am. So when you're in the Atlantic, you're going down deep. You're not going after goggle eyes to say, oh, I'm going to go catch some goggle eyes. You're going to catch them because they are super expensive during tournament season, like $100 a dozen or more, and they can be tricky to find at times. So you're going to have to lose some sleep, and you're going to want to go get them and get as many as you can. That way you don't have to go back out and do it again. Okay? Because sleep is important, especially when you're fishing. One day I'll come up with a video of why sleep is important, because it helps you. It actually really affects your performance on the water when you're sleep deprived. So now so the goggle eyes you're gonna have to find in deeper water. You'll find them off of wrecks. You'll find them in big potholes, ledges, anywhere there's some structure where they can congregate around. And you're gonna have to use this sabiki. So now let's talk about bonitas and Spanish mackerel. So you control lures like big plugs or spoons, or you could just use these big sabikis. The bigger the better. This is a size 16. Normally I use size 18. This is just one that I have. So, and then by the way, for blue runners, if you wanted to know what size this was, it's size 8. But, so this is size 16. Normally I use 18 or even 20 or 22. And these will catch bonitas and Spanish mackerel. And when you use those for bait, you're going to have to use this big bait rig from D&B for when you're going after pelagics. Or you can use a bigger grouper rig, because you're not going to want to use a smaller one from D&B. So, I'll have all that stuff linked below in the description. So, where are you going to find these? You're going to find these off the beach. You're going to find them on wrecks. You're going to find them on the shipping channel. Anywhere there's some structure and some bait, you're going to find blue runners. Spanish mackerel and bonitas. So use this with a heavier weight. It doesn't really matter that much because it's not like it's goggle eyes. But these baits are very good for sailfish, marlin, tuna, kingfish, wahoo, sharks. Really anything that eats a big bait will eat them. Goliath grouper, people use them. Some people use them for grouper and some snapper. You're using those. Once again, you're gonna want to use a D&B rig, and those anywhere there's a bait, schools of bait, they're gonna be around, cutting right through the schools of bait. So that's how you get the bonitas and the Spanish mackerel. And now let's move on to cigar minnows. Cigar minnows can be kind of tricky to catch sometimes, so you're gonna want to use the smaller sabiki, not the bigger ones. And cigar minnows, you're gonna have to, you can catch them off the beach, near any kind of structure really. There's buoys in a shipping channel. You can catch them off a reef. Off of reefs. Anywhere there's some structure, sometimes you'll catch them off the beach. And so here's the trick I was talking about with the GPS. So you're gonna want a sophisticated GPS, and you're probably gonna want to buy them from dbmarinesupplies.com, because that is where the big discount the GPSs are. Chart plotters for fishing. Right now they have a sale. You save up to $800. So I'll have that link below. I'll have dbmarinesupplies.com link below in the description. So when you're looking on your fish finder and you see all that clutter, you're gonna be like, what in the world is that clutter? Well, that clutter is what these cigar minnows, threadfins, pilchards, pinfish, all the bait fish that are eating like these smaller things, they are going to be focused on eating. And that is also what's going to be helpful when you're looking for the bigger baits, because you're going to be able to find them and to pick them from the school. So you're going to see all this little clutter on the screen, and you're going to see all these little marks around it, all the clutter, which are going to be all your bait fish. So you're going to just drop these down with 1, 2 ounce, 3 ounce, depending on how deep you are of water. The depth is going to affect how much weight you're going to put on this, and you're going to want to drop it down and just sabiki them up, and you'll get a bunch of cigar minnows like this. And then, so I'll keep talking about the GPS. So the GPS, you're going to see all that, and then if you see like the little marks, like the little baits and stuff, you're going to see blue runners around there. They're going to be a little bit bigger, and then the bigger marks are going to be the bonitas and Spanish mackerel, and your really big marks are going to be your big kingfish, sharks, depending on how deep you are, wahoo, dolphin. Really, it's going to really depend on where you are, the depth of water, what's going to be around. But when you see a cluster, sometimes when I see a cluster, I will just drop sabikis down right away, because I know sometimes pretty soon that those baits, like cigar minnows, threadfins, pilchards, and stuff like that, they're going to be going around and getting them. So for those baits, the cigar minnows, you're going to want to use D&B kingfish rigs. So these are super stealthy. They don't come with a swivel because they're smart enough to put one on, because when you have a swivel, that might spook the kingfish from biting. So those can be used to catch anything. If you want to use a knocker rig to go after grouper or snapper with them, here you go. D&B grouper rigs / snapper rigs, and this is 8 ounce and 3 ounce rig right here, 3 ounce weight. So those are the rigs you're going to use. And so make sure to check out dbsupplies.com, guys, dbmarinesupplies.com, because that is a really useful website where you can buy all kinds of discounted stuff. They always have lots of sales going on. There's really a lot of stuff you can buy from them. You can buy bilge pumps, life jackets, fishing gear, reels, fish finders. I really recommend them for fish finders because they normally always have good sales going on. They have Raymarine, Garmin, Simrad, all the big brands, and you can really save a lot, especially if you're looking to buy the big units. Go with them, and also keep in mind that there is a warranty from the manufacturer. So if it doesn't work, you can send it to the manufacturer too. So you can just send it back, and they'll send you a new one. So dbmarinesupplies.com, I'll have a link below. Check out all the stuff on their website. Make sure you go and you look, because if you don't look, you're going to be sorry, because you're going to be spending a lot more money. So thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.